Good evening, it's News360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asiedu Date. Let's bring you the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Coming up, recent comment by Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin not to swear in MPs whose constituency results were recollated has ruffled feathers.
McDan Aviation to resume operations on Wednesday following a shutdown of its private jet terminal at the Kotoka International Airport.
Also in the bulletin, President Akufo-Addo confers national honors on 79 citizens and organizations, including government appointees, for their distinguished service.
In business news, Bank of Ghana expected to trigger International Monetary Fund clause as inflation pressures persist.
On the international front, at least 71 people have died in southern Ethiopia after a lorry plunged into a river. We're happy that you will join us throughout for the next 1 hour. I am Martin Asiedu. Details of our stories now.
In our very first story, McDan Aviation is expecting to resume operations in the next 2 days following a shutdown of its private jet terminal at the Kotoka International Airport on Monday. The company has denied owing the Ghana Airports Company Limited $3 million, an amount cited for the unannounced shutdown. Speaking to TV3, the chief executive officer of the group expressed worry over the move, saying the company will lose significant revenue over the shutdown period.
It is business as usual at the Kotoka International Airport. The various terminals are bustling with activities. But the Terminal 1, which has been operated by McDan Aviation for private jet services, has been shut down. During my visit, I sighted the entrance barricaded with 2 police officers stationed to prevent access. There were indications that McDan Aviation owes Ghana Airport $3 million, a claim McDan Aviation has denied. The debt reportedly includes land leases, rentals, and terminal charges.
Just this Friday, we had been with Ghana Airport Company discussing these issues and the payments that needed to be made. So it actually came as quite a surprise. I think it's been, tweeted and shared all over the place that we owe $3 million on the terminal. That's not correct. There's a piece of land that we acquired from Ghana Airport Company several years ago, but that land is under litigation. There's another entity that's also claiming ownership of that same land, so it's in court. So our communication to Ghana Airport Company was that while that case is in court, let's wait for the courts to play out. The terminal itself, since inception, the rent that has accumulated, all I wouldn't say accumulated, the rent that has come due is about $1.9 million. We've made payments to the tune of $1.3 million. The balance that's owed is about $600,000, of which we made the 2 million CD payment just on Friday.
This is the second time McDan Aviation has faced a shutdown over debt. In February 2022, the Terminal 1 was closed for operational breaches. A disappointed McDan Aviation says it is yet to receive any official communication from Ghana Airports on the closure.
When we took over the terminal several years ago, it was a very rundown terminal. Nothing was going on there. I mean, completely dilapidated. We've invested about $3.8 million in that terminal. Why would we jeopardize such an investment? We have an inauguration coming up. There are a lot of private jets that will be coming into Ghana. It's not the right time for us to shut down the only private jet terminal that we have.
Chief Executive Officer of the McDan Group, Kweku Ampromfi, is hopeful business operations will resume in the next 2 days.
Do you believe that this could be politically motivated?
I don't have any evidence to believe that. We're a private business. We run business under regulation, just as any other entity that's heavily regulated. I want to believe that it has no political connotations, I'm hopeful in the next day or two we should be back. We will lose revenue. Ghana Airport will also lose revenue.
The Ghana Airport Company Limited is yet to issue any public comment on the issue. McDan Aviation launched its private jet operations in January 2022, but that event was boycotted by key figures in the aviation sector and officials from the Ghana Airport Company Limited. Christian Yale, TV3 News.
A recent comment by Speaker of the 8th Parliament, Alban Bagbin, that he will not swear in MPs whose results were recollated has ruffled feathers. Speaker Alban Bagbin told a group of NDC Professional Forum members that those results were completely null and void and that those MPs have not been elected. Before we interrogate the issue, let's listen to exactly the words of Speaker Alban Bagbin.
The truth, I have nothing to fear. If you ask me tomorrow that I say yes, I said it. The decision of the Supreme Court just followed the position I took before even they delivered their decision. To become a member of Parliament, you have to be elected by the voter. And you have to be declared by the Electoral Commission. But you have to be sworn in by the Speaker. Until you are sworn in by the Speaker, you remain MP-elect. So I was very clear in my mind that some of those re-collation and re-declaration were completely null and void ab initio. They were unknown to the law. And so they were not properly so-called MPs elect and not qualified to be sworn in by me. My clerk is here. We had those discussions. When I told them, they were all surprised. I said, yes, I'm the gatekeeper. The right thing must be done for us to be able to reset Ghana.
All right, so let's take some reactions that have come in as a result of these comments that you just heard by Speaker Alban Bagbin. So on social media, for instance, a number of you have been expressing your thoughts. One key voice that we thought was necessary to bring to you is that of lawyer Samson Ladi Ayenene, who has also put out his position. He says, and that's what is on your screen, he says, pray, let's be clear about it. A speaker elected and sworn in January 2025 does not have power to vary a gazette notice and cannot swear in persons other than those gazetted by the EC as MPs elect. He goes on to say that my views on the purported annulment of parliamentary results and subsequent recollations and redeclarations are known. They are largely and strictly speaking not errors for which Article 297 of the Constitution and Section 22 of the Interpretation Act may be called in for correction against the terms of Section 20 of the Representation of the People law. Those who vote decide everything. Those who count the vote decide nothing. Even worse is for the EC to proceed with the purported corrections over said complaints of duress, fraud, and breach of CI 127 without recourse to Articles 23 and 296 of the Constitution. I respect the alternate views, however, expressed, just as the CJ cannot purport to refuse to swear in John Mahama if she had unassailable evidence that his gazetting as President-elect was in error. Speaker of the 9th Parliament cannot, in performing that perfunctory duty, pick and choose from the list of gazetted MPs because he disagrees with some. So it goes on and on and on, but this is just, a piece of what Samson Ladi Ayenene, renowned lawyer, had put out on social media. So let's go on phone now and engage the thoughts of private legal practitioner and see what exactly he makes of this particular development. There are those who agree with what the speaker has said. There are those who think that his comments are ultra-virus or do not agree with the laid-down procedures. What does Mr. Ansah Asari think? Sir, thank you for your time and good evening.
Good evening, thank you.
To start with,
yeah.
Right, does the Speaker of Parliament have the power to deny a gazetted member of Parliament to represent his constituency? From what the Speaker has said, many thought that his comments, do not fall in line with what the law says. What are your thoughts?
Thank you very much. Now, in assessing the usefulness of the comments made by the Honorable Speaker, we need to have a look at the Speaker's oath. The Speaker's oath, which is contained in Schedule 2 of the 1992 Constitution. And if, with the permission of the general public, I may read the Speaker's oath. I, and the name of the Almighty God, swear, solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana, as by law established, that I will uphold the integrity of the Republic of Ghana, that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge my duties as Speaker of Parliament, and that I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, and that I will do right to all manner of persons in accordance with the Constitution of Ghana and the laws and conventions of Parliament, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. So help me God. Uncle. Thank you very much. So the Speaker's oath indicates that the Speaker has enormous powers which he has to discharge within the constraints of the 1992 Constitution. Now, when you read the Speaker's oath and allow me to Article 94 and then Regulations 42 and 43 of the Public Elections Regulations 2020, commonly known as PI 127, it does seem to me that the Speaker, upon satisfying himself and his conscience that certain persons have not been validly nominated, can decide not to serve them.
Right,
Because
but Mr. Ansah
might not have been validly elected
right, Mr.
as members of Parliament.
Okay, Mr. Ansah, sorry for butting in, but who, per the same Constitution, has the power to say this MP or that MP has been duly elected? That does not lie in the power of the Speaker, does it?
But it is set out, fully set out in Regulations 42 and 43 of PI 127. And the Speaker is the person with the most say or constitutionally mandated to uphold and defend the Constitution when it comes to issues of validity of a member of Parliament. Now, if we go to Regulation 42, it states as follows. 42, with your permission, 42.1, where in a parliamentary election, after the completion of the counting of votes, including a recount, there is an equality of votes between the candidates, and the addition of a vote would entitle one of the candidates to be declared elected. The returning officer shall A, certify that fact by endorsing the rate, and B, forward the endorsed rate to the Commission. 42.2, the Commission shall, within 30 days after receipt of an endorsed rate in respect of a constituency, conduct a second parliamentary election. 42.3, the candidate for election under Self-Regulation 2 shall be the candidate who obtained equal votes at the previous election, and the candidate who obtains the highest number of valid votes shall be declared elected. So here we are dealing with a situation where the mechanics within Parliament have been fully spelled out here. What ought to be done what ought not to be done have been, put
and spelled out.
Advanced here. Okay. Now you see that nowhere is collation and recollation, or the two of them provided for under Regulation 42.2. Now, when we come to Regulation 43 of CI 127, which is headed Declaration and Publication of Parliamentary Election Results, it provides as follows, and with your permission, I read 43.1. Subject to Regulation 42, immediately after the results of the poll for all the polling stations, emphasis mine, all the polling stations in the constituency of the returning officer have been given to the returning officer. The returning officer shall, in the presence of the candidate or the representatives of the candidate, or not more than 2 counting agents appointed by each candidate, assemble the results from the polling stations without recounting the ballots in the ballot boxes, except where there's a challenge by a candidate or a counting agent in respect of a specific ballot box. The question is whether we have recounted the ballots in ballot boxes. If we have recounted ballots in ballot boxes, it renders any declaration made null and void, as the speaker has pointed out. If you go to 43, 1B, it is still the parliamentary election results summary sheet. Set out in Form 1B of the schedule. Give public notice of the total number of votes cast for each candidate. Publicly declare as elected in a parliamentary election the candidate who had the highest vote.
Mr. Sasari, I think that the point is largely clear. I'm sure that the point is largely clear, but we're grateful that you made time to speak to us. So, bottom line, well, it's clearly stated in CI 127, and the courts have interpreted that, so we'd wait to see what the next few days hold regarding the constituencies that are still key for us to determine whether or not those MPs will go to Parliament.
In more news tonight, the Independence Square will be closed to the public effective December 31 as part of preparations for the swearing-in of the new government. A press release from the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture says national security will cordon off the facilities during the period. According to the release by the ministry, tourists have been informed of the upcoming closure. The 9-day closure takes effect December 31, 2024 to January 8, 2025. The involvement of national security is to ensure the safety and security of all attendees. The release signed by Deputy Minister of Tourism, Mark Okwekumante, urged the public and tourists to take note of this directive and comply accordingly. Let's now go to the Upper East region, where additional deployment of security forces has been made to Bawku and its environs ahead of the annual Samampede Festival. The security personnel drawn from the Greater Accra, Savannah, Bono and northern regions have been placed in notable locations to ensure a violent-free celebration of the festival by the people, the Kusasi people. Our Upper East regional correspondent, Castro Senyala, is our man in the region and joins us with details. Castro, thank you so much for your time. Before we tackle the security issue in Bawku, can you give us an update on the protest embarked on by students of St. John Bosco's College of Education in Navrongo?
Right, Portia, thank you so much. Earlier on, yes, students and community members of the Gonia community poured on the streets of Navrongo and especially at the premises of the St. John Bosco's College of Education to protest the non-renewal of the tenure of the current principal in the person of Professor Joseph Mikuzono. According to the students and the general public, the professor is leading the school in the right direction, and for that matter, his 4-year tenure, which ended, and he's eligible for another 4-year, needs to be renewed so that he continues his good work. Even though police came there to thwart the protest, the protesters said they would continue to push until the right thing is done. They've petitioned, then have appealed and gone further to petition the Navrongo MCE, and they've all promised to do their best to ensure that the matter is resolved.
Now, what's the current security situation in Bawku?
Bawku has been very calm, except for pockets of violent incidents over the past few weeks, right from the elections to date. Apart from the eve of the special voting election, where we experienced some violent incidents there hasn't really been major violence in Bawku, except for pockets of incidents which have left some people dead. Ahead of the Summer Pit Festival of the Kosase people, I've been gathering from security operatives within the region that a lot more has been done as far as deployment of men is concerned. And these men have been placed strategically to ensure that the Summer Pit Festival takes off or comes off smoothly without any form of violence. The police tell me that, it's expected that there will be celebrations, and which may somehow cause provocation. And so, for that matter, they have thought ahead to ensure that more men are deployed. I have spoken to sources who tell me that tomorrow, for instance, and even this night, more have been deployed, and tomorrow morning, the Upper East Regional Police Commander, DCOP Raymond Dufiem Wejong, will lead his men to Bawku to ensure that all things go on well. We also understand that the military, which has continuously been in Bawku, is also on standby to support the police in their joint operations to ensure that Bawku is calm before, during, and after the Summer Pit Festival. But then concerns have been that more deployments should be done on the highways, especially those people living in the inner part of the Bawku township. The calls have continued, and they continue to intensify calls that passing through other areas, especially the main highway to Boga, is a problem. And so the police and the military should increase their presence there to ensure that the attacks that continue to happen there, leading to loss of lives, is stopped.
Castro, thank you so much for your time. And Castro Senyala is our Upper East Regional Correspondent.
Let's go on to some other stories now. 10 police officers have filed a lawsuit seeking a court order to prevent the IGP from transferring them from their current posts. The officers allege that the transfer directive issued by the police administration is baseless and unjustified. Court documents reveal that the officers were recruited for an intelligence gathering operation under the direction of Deputy IGP Christian Tete Yehonu. Despite the transfer orders, Deputy IGP Yehonu allegedly instructed the officers to defy the directive and remain at their current posts. The officers have been interdicted pending a service inquiry, but the disciplinary process is on hold until the High Court resolves the ongoing judicial review. The plaintiffs are, among others, praying the court for an order of certiorari to quash the decision of the IGP from transferring them from their current posts, and an order restraining the IGP from interfering with post movement. So what does all of these mean, and why is it that these officers have an issue with the directive of the IGP for their transfer? Let's speak to lawyer Kadri Abdul Rauf Isifu, who is counsel for the applicants. He's joined us via Zoom for a quick chat. Counsel, thank you for your time this evening on TV3. First of all, transfer are an everyday matter in the Ghana Police Service. Why are your clients, having a problem with this directive of a transfer?
Okay, so good evening. Let me say a very good evening to your cherished viewers. First of all, let us all understand that the file is under sub judice. In other words, the matter is actually before a competent court of jurisdiction. And we are highly restricted and limited as regard what we can see in relationship to the matter. However, we could have a general conversation, not veering into the substance of the matter that is currently pending before the court. So, to attempt to answer your question, I think that we are in court for a very simple reason. Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
We are in court for a very simple reason. Under the Police Service Regulation, Regulation 38, it is clearly stated that for a transfer to be done in the police service, which is deemed valid, that transfer has to be done by the National Transfer Board of the Ghana Police Service. In other words, it is only the National Transfer Board of the Ghana Police Service that has the jurisdiction in order to be able to effect any valid transfer. But unfortunately, it has become a subculture in the Ghana Police Service where the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Dampari, has arrogated to himself the power to effect, a movement of personnel and transfer of personnel. We find that as a great aberration to the police service regulation, and it also flies in the face of due process and constitutionalism. So basically, we are in court seeking and praying the court to set aside that illegal transfer and to actually call on those affected police officers to resume their duty as quickly as possible.
Wait, Counsel, again, just for purposes of clarity, and I respect the fact that the case is sub judice, so we can't discuss the merits of it. However, we just want the general public to follow the conversation, which is that a number of police officers have been transferred, and you are saying that because of the fact that the National Transfer Board of the Police Service, are not aware of this transfer, they should not go, is that it?
That is precisely what we are saying. You know that it is not without a reason why the police, service regulations are actually put in place. Those police service regulations are actually put in place to ensure that things and activities which are done within the confines of the Ghana Police Service are done according to some established practices.
Okay.
So in the service regulation, it is actually expected to regulate, the actions and inactions of the servicemen, as well as their relationship with the general public.
Okay.
So again, we have to appreciate the fact that for us to actually have a democracy which is reliable and trustworthy, we have to inculcate the habit of, building strong institutions and staying glued to regulations which actually form our institutions.
Okay, Counsel, sorry for cutting in, and briefly, if you can help me here. Is it that they are suspecting foul play or some underhand dealings on the side of the IGP, for which reason they don't want to go? Because like
that is not the point.
Everybody could get transferred so far as you have appended your signature to work for the police service. So what exactly is preventing them from going? Are they suspecting some?
The point is the person who is issuing the transfer order.
The IGP. I
am saying that the Inspector General of Police is not clothed with the jurisdiction so to do. He doesn't have the power, he doesn't have the authority to transfer anybody within the police service. He doesn't have the power.
Okay.
And I'm saying that he has made it a subculture in the police service where he himself is doing transfer and movement of personnel. And that is unlawful, that is illegal. So any purported transfer done by the Inspector General of Police, at best, it is whimsical, it's capricious, and flies in the face of the police service regulation.
Thank you for speaking to us on this issue. Definitely keep very close eyes on it to see how it plays out. Kadri Abdul Rauf is counsel for some 10 police officers who have refused transfer because the case, and have taken the case to court. So we'll give you details subsequently.
The Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister, Dakwa Newman, has assured school feeding caterers of paying their arrears. This follows a demand by the School Feeding Caterers Association of Ghana for an immediate payment of outstanding arrears owed them before the current government hands over power. The group today picketed at the seat of government, that's the Jubilee House, the Ministry of Gender, as well as the School Feeding Secretariat.
The group comprised of caterers from the Ashanti region, Ahafo, Bunu, and the Greater Accra region, as well as the Central and then Western regions. They started the protest from the Jubilee House and all the way to the Controller and Accountant General's Department, and they pitched camp here at the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, demanding the payment of their arrears.
Government is owing us third term and the first term, 2024. And already, anytime we ask of our money, they only tell us next week, next month, ending, middle of the month. Then we are going up to today.
Some of us, we have position in the party, and now our party is no more. So who is going to pay us? We can't rely on the next government because he didn't give the job to us.
We are also pleading to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the father who listens to the voice of the children, that we are pleading. We don't know what will happen to us when he hand over the baton to His Excellency Mahama.
The minister gave them the assurance that their monies will be paid them before tomorrow.
I've been speaking to someone from the Bank of Ghana to ensure that GIPS can ensure that they receive their monies. And so the process has started, and we are hopeful, and we have given them the assurance that tomorrow. So please, all the caterers, those who are not here, all of you who have cooked and you are due your money, be rest assured that tomorrow GIPS can make the payment for you to receive it in your respective pay points.
My concern is that maybe 2019 up to 2022, yes, can be further. Minister Bekasa and one country and family, no, the person business media and
So the issue of 2019, I believe the Secretariat has been working back and forth with them on those who didn't receive their monies. I believe that process is ongoing, and once it's done, they can agree on what needs to be paid, and then they can be sorted out. For now, what we are working on right now is to ensure that the third term payment, which is due now, is paid and is paid tomorrow.
Job Kwabena Boja, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's go to one of the big issues and events that happened earlier today. President Akufo-Addo has conferred national honors on some 79 citizens and organizations, including government appointees, for their distinguished services to Ghana in various fields and careers. The president, whilst presenting the awards, revealed how each award is a testament of commitment and love for Ghana. George Queening reports.
Instituted some 64 years ago by the first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, experts have criticized the current form of the awards, where they allude that successive presidents appear to use the scheme more liberally, often to honor their own appointees. For Professor Kweku Asare, this trend risks politicizing what should remain a national celebration of exceptional accomplishments. In all, 5 sets of awards were presented to 79 distinguished citizens and organizations. Awardees for the Grand Medal included Elsie Addo, Financial and Public Service, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, Public Service, Arina Toshi Addo Lati, Local Government and Public Service, Jeduble Ambule, Creative Art, and Juliet Asante, Creative Art. The Order of the Volta member had Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Awujinapo, Minister of Food and Agriculture, Brian Champon, Minister of Roads and Highways, Francis Asensu-Boakye, Minister of Education, Dr. Yawose Educhum, and Minister of Finance, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adams as awardees. The president also conferred national honors of the Order of the Volta officer on Minister of Communications and Digitalization, Estla Usu Ekufo, Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Mavis Hawa Kumsin, former Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, and Minister of Defense, Dominic Nitiwu. For the president, these awards are a testament of commitment and love for Ghana.
Today is not just about the honorees. It is also about what they represent. Their stories are stories of triumph over adversity, of service over self, and of hope over despair. In celebrating them, we remind ourselves of the values that make us strong as a people: fortitude, integrity, and unity.
The other set of awards were Order of the Volta Companion, which included former Majority Leader Oseche Mensah Bonsu and Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Ernest Addison, Chief of Staff Akosua Fremont Pare, former Chief Justice Justice Enin Yeboah, and lawyer Samoku Jeto were awarded Order of the Star of Ghana member. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia received the Order of the Star of Ghana officer.
Your dedication to building a society rooted in integrity, inclusivity, and progress has endeared your citizens across this nation.
Let's pick a word from some of the awardees, particularly what this award means to them.
This award means a lot to me. It has inspired me. It has motivated me and made me know that whatever work that I've done for the country has been recognized.
This is also...
You're still watching News360 on TV3. Stay with us. We have many more stories for you after the break.
You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply
Mommy, how did you get our name on the Pepsodent?
Samaku, how did you get your name on the Pepsodent?
Auntie Akwele. Okay, oh, we couldn't buy Pepsodent for. Ah, ye be no famous shop no here no.
Yeah, the sika, ensa. Any Pepsodent ya trouble busi jiwo.
Where do you feel like this?
Oh, kuya uche. Baby wo.
What's so bit to me to dinga to Pepsodent busi park no so. But we busi se ho ban mo ho du. For when each rest to a ben wo na ko to Pepsodent busi park.
This advert is FDA approved.
Good business means seeing the possibilities and maximizing opportunities. Making sure you have a responsive support system backs your business goals. A partner that gives you a stable platform with reliable connectivity and seamless solutions, and better understands the tools required to take you to the next level. With so many moving parts in running a business, we do our best to provide you with some stability. The only kind of stability you can find with MTN Business Broadband, the fastest and most reliable internet provider in Ghana, making sure you stay ahead and stay connected, because we understand what makes your business tick.
Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
MTN. Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
For a bank to rely on, let me give you a shoulder to lie on. We do we say to bank be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music.
In more stories, US-based economist Dr. Saad Idrisu has urged Ghana to focus on closing revenue collection gaps and exploring alternative ways to tax the informal sector instead of introducing new taxes. Speaking to 3 Business, he emphasized that such measures could help the government reduce its borrowing reliance while staying on track with the International Monetary Fund's Extended Credit Facility program.
What government needs to concern is with the domestic revenue mobilization, because if you look at the report also, our total revenue mobilization has only marginally increased to around 16%. It means government is not doing well with revenue collection in the country. We have to go back to how revenue is collected, look at how to be able to seal all the loopholes in revenue collection, and also find alternative in taxing the informal sector, not necessarily raising taxes in the formal sector, but how to collect revenue in the informal sector. It will help government to be able to reduce its borrowing.
And away from that, Pepsodent, Ghana's leading oral care brand from Unilever, has introduced a new toothpaste specially designed for children. The launch of Pepsodent Kids toothpaste, available in orange and strawberry flavors, was announced at the Around the World Festival, a family-focused event in Accra.
The toothpaste is formulated with 1,000 parts per million fluoride, the optimal level recommended by dental professionals for children, and features a sugar acid protection formula to shield young teeth from harmful acid attacks caused by sugary foods and drinks. The festival provided a hands-on experience for families, featuring activities such as face painting, bouncy castles, and live brushing demonstrations with a friendly mascot. Free dental screenings were also offered, reinforcing Pepsodent's commitment to preventive oral care. The oral care innovations lead at Unilever, Glenn Abraham Ampoma, emphasized the importance of making oral hygiene enjoyable for children.
We are making merry, we are having the festivities. As they feast, as they eat, their oral health should be top of mind. They should ensure that they prioritize twice brushing, they brush day and night. And then for kids also, because they have developing gums and teeth, Pepsodent Kids should be the go-to for them. And then it also has flavors that would make brushing very, very fun for them.
With its innovative formula and exciting flavors, Pepsodent Kids toothpaste aims to promote healthy smiles and instill lifelong oral hygiene habits in children across Ghana.
The formulation in Pepsodent Kids is meant to protect the kids' teeth and then their enamel from sugar acid attacks. So the main call-out is the sugar acid protection that it has. It also has fluoride at the optimal levels to protect their growing teeth and gum. Another thing is it also comes in 2 flavors, the orange flavor and then the strawberry flavor. This is just there to make brushing an exciting experience for kids. They choose the flavors they love, and then we ensure that they brush day and night.
Well, that's it for business on News 360. My name is Minu. Aful, stay with us for some sports news shortly.
Tasty Tom is giving out cash in the Tasty Tom Juiceika promo. Just check under the lid. When you buy a big can of Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can win from 5 Ghana cedis to 10,000 Ghana cedis cash with over 70,000 cash prizes available. Present your winning lead at any of our distributors' points nationwide to redeem your cash instantly through mobile money or call toll-free line 055 66 38 794 for assistance.
Promo lasts from now to March 2025. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA.
Want a free bets? You might follow these steps. You can join 1xBet app. Confirm your participation. You can bet on the correct match score. You can get a free bet every week. 1x free bet. Active bonuses for active players.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gambling can be addictive.
There is a business in every woman. And then she works, juggling all that matters to her in seeming effortlessness. one thing is for sure. There is a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Accelerate your growth with finance and investment initiatives. Extend your reach with a free business website, access to digital and physical marketplace. Be empowered through exclusive networking and thought leadership platforms. Enjoy bonus reward with our Red Loyalty and lots more. To benefit from this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
To us trendsetters, to us fashion lovers, to us who flex with beautiful, unique and attractive fragrance, to us who sing of our magnificent life. Daring to feel different today means impacting a pleasant scent. For tomorrow's dawn, feel good, feel strong. Together let's break these rules and set new ones with slam. Together, let's break these rules and set new ones with slam.
Welcome back to some sports. Now, as the year 2024 goes to an end, 3 Sports Recap recounts that what can be described as Mohamed Kudus's toughest year yet. Though the player largely impressed for West Ham, he struggled with the national team, the Black Stars. That's what he thought.
Mohamed Kudus has experienced a year of stark contrasts in 2024, dazzling fans at club level while grappling with inconsistency on the international stage. As a vital player for West Ham United in the Premier League, Kudus has made significant contributions, but his performances for the Ghana national team during crucial international fixtures have left supporters yearning for more. Kudus never really got going in the year and ended the 2024 calendar year with 9 goals and 7 assists in 47 games for club and country. At West Ham, Kudus emerged as one of the standout players of last season. In the second half of the campaign, he scored 4 goals and provided 5 assists, showcasing his attacking prowess.
I was there when he scored his first goal. The London Stadium, I think, was against Newcastle. Brilliant. Took the ball, dropped his shoulder outside the 18-yard box, and before Pope could know, he had shot straight into it. So that was classical Kudus, and then he built that. And normally that is really important for a new player, the confidence, and he just never stopped. And for me, that was really good for him. By the time he ended the season, he did 18 goals, and I'm counting from his time at Ajax and everything. He got 8 in the Premier League. He was scoring in Europe, the League Cup games, the top games. Even if West Ham were losing, he was scoring.
However, it was a different story whenever Kudus represented his country. 2 goals against Egypt were his only international goals in the year at the Nations Cup. He had 1 assist all year against Niger. As Ghana struggled for Nations Cup qualification, Kudus's form deserted him as he missed sitter after sitter. And inevitably, the conversation turned to a decision by Otto to make him captain. Sports journalist Michael Otieje says despite those difficulties, he remains Ghana's most important player.
A lot of things seems to have changed. I think all the difficulties and the complications with the Black Stars didn't help. And then once he began to have problems with the Black Stars, it seems to have affected him at club level. But I have seen this year again a Kudus who is brilliant on the ball, able to influence games. And I think at national level, once the goals begin to come, he will. I think he still remains the most important player in the Black Stars. And nothing of the difficulties this year has changed my mind about that.
In his final appearance for Ghana, Kudus faced frustration as a section of fans booed him as he missed a penalty, summing up a challenging period with the national team. Kudus's frustrations with the national team have also spilled over into club life. He lost his cool during a match against Tottenham Hotspur and received a 5-game ban for improper conduct.
It's true that he came back. He has stayed a lot of time out too. 5 matches, I think. 5 matches, yeah. 2 months. So let's see. He's ready. He's working well. He's happy to come back, and is one player more to use. So it's a good news for us because now we start with a lot of matches in a row. So it's a good thing that we have the more players that we need. So.
This incident has undoubtedly disrupted his rhythm, leading to just 3 goals and 1 assist this season. Despite these challenges, Kudus's journey is far from over.
Guardiola, who's won over everything, he said, I find myself in a situation where I'm questioning if I'm good enough. And I feel like something like that is happening to Kudus. He's used to having everything go his way, and now he has to learn to deal with coping with things going his way and still being able to perform. For me, that is it. Somebody once said this to me, and I think it's brilliant. When you want to be a world-class player, as you excel and excel, what that means is that defenders are going to take notice of you. So your moves, your little secrets, people are watching and paying attention and finding ways to stop you. Now you can go to the next level if you can also add things to your game.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully Mohamed Kudus will come back. The shining boy from Nima will blow out the world again, hopefully, and very soon. That's it for Sports on News 360. Stay with us. There's more to come.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by
Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Tonight in this segment, Ghanaian playwright and founder of the African Festival, Lateef Abubakar, says culture, art and music offer powerful pathways to address social issues and drive positive behavioral change. Speaking to 3 Entertainment, the renowned playwright emphasized the significant role of culture in tackling societal changes.
Mustafa, you are sitting comfortably. Wow! At the bottom.
Running from December 28th to 30th, the African Festival brings together an extraordinary mix of theatre, music and art to celebrate the transformative power of African culture. The grand arena located within the Ghana International Conference Center has been stunningly transformed into a vibrant African village, showcasing the continent's rich cultural heritage. Day 2 featured a theatrical performance titled Ghana Must Go, a compelling blend of humor, drama and social commentary.
In the Ashanti region is the ideal place to establish this business.
The writer wanted to sell Ghana, literally. Point out the investment points, maybe people from the diaspora can invest. And tourist sites, if they come, like especially with the Dirty December thing, if they come, they can visit the sites.
With a strong history of thrilling and educating theatre lovers through his humour-packed plays, founder of the African Festival, Lateef Abubakar, stressed the power of cultural arts in addressing present social issues.
Culture, arts and music is a very powerful tool for promoting social and behavioral change and creating awareness. Hence, we are using the African Festival platform to champion certain causes that will create awareness and drive social and behavioral change. Our research points to the fact that the audience psyche in Ghana and Africa as a whole is very low when it comes to climate change. And we believe that culture, art and music is a very powerful tool that we can use to create that awareness when it comes to issues of climate change.
Patrons described the play as both highly educational and entertaining.
I think it is a very good story and that it helps with tourism and then promoting the Ghanaian or the African dream. I do agree that a theatre festival or the African experience should go to other African countries and it shouldn't only end in Ghana. It is a very good tool in promoting Ghana and then showcasing it to the rest of the world.
Coming up, international news.
At least 71 people have died in southern Ethiopia after a lorry plunged into a river, officials say. The vehicle, which was traveling through Sidama State on Sunday, fell into the river after it missed a bridge, a local official told the Reuters news agency. Wasanyala Simeon said many of the passengers had been guests at a wedding party. Traffic police in the region reported the lorry was overloaded, which was likely to have caused the incident. Mr. Simeon said further investigations are underway. Police in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, have fired tear gas to disperse protesters demonstrating against what they say is a wave of unexplained abductions of government critics. Dozens of Kenyans have been abducted in recent months, according to human rights groups, who blamed the extrajudicial arrest on Kenya's police and intelligence services. Kenyan authorities have said the government does not condone or engage in extrajudicial killings or abductions. South Korea's acting president Choi Sak-mok on Monday ordered an emergency safety inspection of the country's entire airline operation system as investigators work to identify victims and find out what caused the deadliest air disaster in the country. All 175 passengers and 4 of the 6 crew were killed when a Jeju Air Boeing 737-800 belly landed and skidded off the end of the runway at one international airport on Sunday, erupting in a fireball as it slammed into a wall. 2 crew members were pulled out alive. The top priority for now is identify the victims, supporting their families and treating the 2 survivors.
Well, thank you so much for spending the last hour with us. And just by way of information, at 9 p.m., instead of agenda, we've got a special package for you where TV3 and Media General journalists will be reviewing the year 2024 in detail. What were the topical subjects that dominated media discussions? Those and more, plus your comments and submissions will all be analyzed and spoken about here on TV3. So do make a date. It's at 9 p.m. The entire news team will be coming your way on TV3. So don't forget, mark it down on your calendar. I am Martin Esiedu.
And I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.